Imagine this, there's someone you can't stop thinking about. They don't give you much attention, maybe they barely reply to your messages, maybe they look right through you as if you're invisible. And yet, the less they seem to care, the more you want them. It doesn't make sense, right? Shouldn't we value those who value us back? But somehow, our hearts, and our minds, get pulled toward the ones who ignore us. Why? Why does rejection sometimes feel like an irresistible magnet? Today, let us dive deep into the psychology of why we crave people who ignore us and why it feels so hard to let go. The first reason lies in how our brains respond to scarcity and uncertainty. When something, or someone, is hard to get, our minds automatically assign them higher value. It's the same reason limited edition items sell out quickly. Scarcity creates desire. When someone ignores us, they create emotional scarcity. Our brain starts thinking, if I can win their attention, it must mean I'm special. That chase for validation becomes intoxicating, and we confuse the thrill of pursuit with genuine affection. Another powerful factor is intermittent reinforcement, a term used in psychology to describe unpredictable rewards. Think of it like a slot machine. You don't win every time, but that rare payout keeps you hooked. People who ignore us often give small crumbs of attention once in a while, a reply after days. A random smile, a short conversation, and those moments feel like jackpots. They keep us chasing more, because our brain loves patterns of unpredictability. They're addictive. There's also an emotional component rooted in our attachment styles. People who grew up experiencing love as inconsistent, sometimes present, sometimes withdrawn, may find themselves unconsciously drawn to relationships that feel familiar. Someone ignoring us can trigger that old emotional memory of needing to work for love, making the situation feel not just romantic, but deeply personal. Our brain thinks, if I can get them to care, maybe it proves I'm worthy. This craving is also linked to ego and validation. Being ignored feels like rejection, and rejection hurts because it threatens our self-worth. So instead of walking away, we try harder. We think, if I can get them to finally notice me, I'll feel good about myself again. Ironically, the very person damaging our self-esteem becomes the person we want approval from the most. And let's not forget the dopamine rush. The chase itself, the texting, waiting, wondering, hoping, creates an emotional roller coaster. Even though it feels exhausting, it also makes us feel alive. Our brain releases dopamine in anticipation of a response, making us addicted not to the person themselves, but to the emotional high of maybe being noticed. However, what we often fail to see in the moment is this: craving someone who ignores us rarely comes from love. It often comes from something within ourselves, an old wound, an unmet need, or a story we've been carrying about what it means to be worthy of love. Understanding this truth is powerful, because it shifts the focus from chasing people who ignore us to asking, why am I seeking love from someone who withholds it? We crave people who ignore us because our brains are wired to respond to scarcity, uncertainty, and validation-seeking patterns. It's not weakness, it's human psychology. But awareness is everything. When we understand why we feel pulled toward those who ignore us, we can break the cycle and choose love that feels safe, consistent, and mutual. Because real connection isn't about chasing attention, it's about finding someone who doesn't make you question your worth in the first place.